Let me take you to Kumasi. In 4 days, Kumasi has experienced 4 fire outbreaks. These outbreaks come on the back of deaths caused by floods. Authorities are grappling with the latest trend of fire outbreaks in the garden city of Kumasi, as the causes are not yet readily known. Well, this afternoon, we are told NADMO is on a fact-finding mission there, and we'll get you the update momentarily. But let's bring you a wrap of all the fires, starting with the first fire outbreak, which was recorded in the Central Market on Friday night, where the blaze gutted over 100 shops, resulting in the loss of property worth thousands of cedis. Nana Essenso has that report.
Currently, we can't cost much of the extent of damage. What we need to do is we need to take an assessment. So we are waiting for the fire to calm down. Then we get in touch with those people that are affected. That is when we can come up with an estimate or an idea of what so far it can cost.
Imagine that on a typical Easter Friday night, perhaps after church, hearing that your investments at Central Market have been consumed by fire. This is the ordeal that hundreds of traders who make their businesses here at Central Market have been going through. Millions of cedis have gone down the drain. We have been speaking with some of the affected traders.
Everything of ours got bent, including our capital. We've lost huge sums of money. My sister-in-law's shop containing bags of rice, box of tomatoes, and cash is all bent.
Thousands of millions, can't you see? Even my father has collapsed. Up to now, he didn't wake up. I don't know whether he's in hospital or he's in the home. Unless I go there and I ask about him. Thousands of millions have lost their properties here. So we are pleading to the government to help us, to give us capital so that we can start our business to gain.
Meanwhile, officials at the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly say they will not allow the traders to rebuild their stores and shops because of the reconstruction of the second phase of the Kumasi Central Market.
That we are aware that Central Market was not wired properly. So what has happened here, we will not permit them, I think, to continue to rebuild here. Since Central Market, the second phase is going to start maybe.
Until the reconstruction is complete, traders here will continue to experience periodic fire outbreaks here at the Kumasi Central Market. My name is Nana Asensumensa, reporting for JoyNews.
Nana Asensumensa filed that report on Saturday, well, on Easter Sunday, because the previous fire happened on Friday, so that report came in on Saturday. But then on Easter Sunday, there was another fire, this time at the Asafo market.
At about 9 p.m. Saturday night, many residents around Asafo saw a thick cloud of smoke emanating from the Asafo market. There was a second fire incident in the Ashanti region barely 24 hours when another fire destroyed shops at the Dr. Mensah part of the Kumasi Central Market. The affected traders have ruled out electrical fault or power as the cause of the fire.
The printing press.
The affected shops include a printing press, a bookshop, hair and beauty product shop, shops that sell necklaces, and another that sells rubber. For the shoemakers, some have lost between 1,000 and 1,200 pairs of shoes. One of us had to supply 1,200 pairs of shoes to some people in Burkina Faso. All of them are bent now.
All fingers are pointing in the direction of the activities of one of the shoemakers here.
So this point is the finishing point of the shoemaking shops here, and at this point they try and finish the shoes that they've manufactured in this area.
And we are told that the person that mans this area used naked wires to fix the machine that is used to do the finishing. And unfortunate for him, when he was using it, it sparked fire. And he left to get people to help him douse the flame. And unfortunately, that couldn't be done as early as possible. And it resulted in this particular blaze that had destroyed so many shops here.
The gentleman in question had been warned many times to stop using the naked wires, but he always fought us. He is the one we are all looking for now. He is nowhere to be found.
The Asafo post office was also destroyed by the fire. Meanwhile, NADMO, fire service and the police have started investigations. Prince Apia reporting.
So, today is Easter Monday. There has been another fire at the Asafo market and the CCC church. We'll be joined soon by Prince Apia, who is currently with the Ashanti Regional NADMO executive, who are visiting the affected victims. But let's get the very latest update on the fires from Erastus Asari Donko, who has been following the trend to give us that particular update. Hello, Erastus.
Yeah, Gifty.
Erastus, tell us about the latest fire at the Asafo market today and the one that happened at CCC.
Well, so the new fire outbreak, we are talking about 200 shops at the moment consumed totally by the fire. And the products that have been destroyed range from bags of rice to gallons of cooking oil and rolls of leather used by the local shoemakers at the Asafo enclave. And so as we speak, they are trying to pick up the pieces. What they are concerned about right now is whether, in case they will be allowed to reconstruct the market by themselves and start all afresh and begin life all over. But city authorities are contemplating building a new market altogether. But there are some who are also saying that, no, they should be allowed to start afresh, start building structures and start all over. So currently that is what is happening there. Traders are trying to pick up the pieces and some are trying to look for alternative livelihoods.
We're also told that there has been another fire outbreak at CCC. What do we know about that?
Well, that was covered by my colleague, and yes, we had that information in the early hours of today.
Very well, Erastus, thank you very much. Erastus Asari Donko there. But before I let you go, Erastus, this has been four fires in 4 days in Kumasi. I'll be touching base with Prince Apia shortly because he's following NADMO. We understand NADMO is visiting the victims. But how are people in Kumasi taking this trend?
Well, those who believe in witchcraft are going that tangent. And those who believe that their colleague traders who have contracted loans they cannot pay, they believe they allegedly set fire to the market, as has been talked about in previous times. And there are those who are also talking about illegal electricity connections in the market, which they claim might have caused the fire. There's another fourth concern about people who use the market in the night to smoke weed and have turned there's a story building adjoining the market. They've used that story building as a weed smoking joint. And they also feel that the activities of these people led to the fire. So quite a number of working theories at the same time. But people are shocked and surprised that the whole market will experience such dramatic turn of events within a short time.
And speaking of these conspiracy theories that are ongoing, of course, there are officials there who need to or who can respond to this. Indeed, yesterday, the entire government machinery was in Kumasi. Has there been any official response, any official position on what's happening there?
Well, early in the morning, we had a visit to the place by the MP for Subin, Honorable Eugene Entry, who said he was visiting the market on behalf of government, and he made known that he was going to liaise with NADMO to ensure what can be done immediately for the traders who have lost their wares. But he was also talking about in future going into that constructing CCTV cameras along the various entry points of the market and feed that into the general security mix of the Kumasi metropolis to ensure that whatever is behind the fires will be identified and brought to book.
Erastus, thank you. Erastus Asari Donko there, bringing us up to speed. 4 fires in 4 days in the Ashanti region capital of Kumasi. Prince Apia, like I indicated earlier on, is following NADMO. We're told NADMO is visiting some of the victims from this. And you also heard Erastus say that the Member of Parliament had indicated there will be talks with NADMO to find out what they can do. Prince Apia has been with NADMO officials there who have been meeting or visiting some of the victims. Prince joins me on the line with more on that visit. Hello, Prince. Hello, Prince. If you do hear me, tell us what NADMO officials there have been saying about these fire outbreaks.
Yeah, Gypsy, I can hear you clearly. NADMO officials, together with the KMA officials and other security personnel, have been in Kumasi, visited almost all the affected areas. They've been to Asafo, Central Market as well. The main thing that went through was about how to address the continuous fire outbreaks in the region. And the NADMO boss, Eric Ajimai Prempe, hinted that the Asafo market, for instance, must be reconstructed. And he, together with the KMA boss, agreed that they must ensure that all unauthorized shops in Asafo market must be pulled down and the place must be reconstructed completely. So what they are saying is that they are awaiting a report from the local NADMO officials and put that together and take some advice from the Regional Security Council and advice on how to go about the reconstruction of the Asafo market. Currently, funds are not readily available, but they are going to put that in their report and ensure that that's done. With that of Central Market, what the NADMO boss also indicated was that because the second phase of the KJCR Central Market redevelopment project is almost ready, that is somewhere next month, they would plead with the traders not to start the reconstruction of their structures again. And when we got there with them, we realized that some of the traders had already started rebuilding their stores. So they pleaded with them and asked them to stop that because those areas could be affected by the new project, the redevelopment of the
and did they stop? Did they listen to him?
For the traders, they were worried of the fact that the KMA boss and the NADMO official didn't give them any frame of time as to when the report that they are talking about will come out for them to decide whether those areas will be affected for the second phase of the reconstruction project and where they will be relocated to so they can start their businesses again, because what they are saying is that they cannot stay in their houses. They cannot wait for anybody now, because they must pay back their loans, they must take care of their children, and they must work. So for them, the KMA officials and the NADMO officials must tell them when they are going to start the reconstruction and when they are going to be relocated so that they can also start working.
And beyond telling the victims of this fire outbreak when and when not to reconstruct their buildings, what else has what else has the official been telling those who have been affected?
Yeah, One thing they kept saying was that most of the traders were erecting some stores at unauthorized places, and almost all the places that we visited, we realized that they put up stores on the path of the hydrant, and that made it difficult for all the fire service personnel that came there with their fire tenders access to the place and access to water from where the fire was destroying stuff. It was very difficult for them. So they were advising that nobody should think of putting up stores on the areas designated for hydrants, because anytime the fire incident, it becomes very difficult for fire personnel to come in to douse the place. That is one thing that came, and that they really talked about.
Are they providing any assistance for the victims?
Not more officials, as at the time we were going around, had come in and were writing names of the affected traders. And the information we gather is that these persons are going to help with some relief items, and we know the kind of relief items that they are going to get. One woman, for instance, shouted when the names were being taken that mattresses are on the brain, which meant that what they needed was, roofing sheets to help them reconstruct their stores, and not the mattresses and other food items that are always brought to them when they go to that situation.
Which areas have you visited with the NADMO, or which areas have the NADMO officials visited so far, Prince?
Yeah, so since Saturday, two main areas. Since Friday, two main areas were affected: the Kumasi Central Market and the Asafo Market. And these are the areas that we visited with the NADMO officials.
Finally, Prince, do we have any details, any more details on the fire outbreak we're told that happened at the CCC Church?
Yeah, so it was earlier in the day, the Federal reported on the incident. We've not received any information on that, because what we hear is that there have not been any casualties from that end of the town. The only thing that happened was that the structure was completely destroyed, and we started investigating what could have resulted in that fire.
Well, Prince, we're just hearing, learning of information that some 33 suspects have been rounded up for allegedly starting the fire. Do we know anything from your side on this?
Well, we don't know anything about
Not at the moment.
Yeah, at the moment.
Okay. Prince, thank you very much for that update. Prince Sapia, who is on tour with the NADMO officials in the Ashanti region there, bringing us up to speed on that fire outbreak. We'll be doing our checks on that particular story, and we'll bring you update as and when we have it.